Hello, Symphony. Before I even get this party started, let's make sure I can be seen and heard. I see me, so that's a good thing. Can I be heard, chat? Chat, is this a thing? I think I can be heard. I'm going to move on with my day unless one of y'all say that I can't. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Symphony. Symphony Entertainment and Gaming. Oh, Symphony Entertainment Gaming and Arts is a gaming company that focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency in an attempt to, thank you so much there, Black Arts, in an attempt to bring a symphonic approach to horror role playing. I am your host, Bridgett, and this afternoon we are playing Every Sunset, written by Graham Walmsley for Cosmic Dark. So, if you're not familiar with Cosmic Dark is a tabletop role-playing game of weird space horror. And when I say weird space horror, I genuinely mean it, and you're going to get a glimpse of just what Graham is able to accomplish in just this one scenario. But you're absolutely going to want to pick up the entire book, which will be on Kickstarter very, 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 very soon. So there is a bot running in the background. It's on the notify part of his launch right now. But once this Kickstarter goes live, I'm going to be throwing my entire wallet at it. I am a big fan of this game. I'm a massive fan of Graham Walmsley. If you are looking for some additional hits of Cosmic Dark, there's a whole series of it playing over on Ain't Slayed Nobody, which Nick and I are both in multiple of these episodes. I'm a big fan of Cosmic Dark. This is my very first time running it. So I'm very excited to see if I can do it justice, and I'm also excited to see how my approach is possibly different than Graham's. I'm also very nervous about that fact, so y'all send thoughts and prayers for that one. But absolutely kickstart this bad boy. Support a great indie creator that does a lot for the horror gaming community. Also, if you want to support the horror gaming community, Symphony has a Patreon. Shameless plug there. Feel free to back us on Patreon at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. We have everything from exclusive content, direct backer engagement, giveaways, books, convention loot, all types of fun things. So if you like this content and you want to help me make more of it, please consider backing us on Patreon. Graham, in all of his awesomeness, is giving away a free PDF copy of tonight's content every Sunset. So if you would like to enter, you do need to be a follower of the Twitch channel to enter. And basically you're going to hit bang !sunset into the chat. You'll get an automatic message saying, yep, you've been entered. And we will do the drawing at the very end of this game. Now, red lines have been discussed with the cast and crew. The X card is in play. X's can be sent via private message. If a safety tool is activated here in the Symphony, there's no judgment passed. There's no questions asked. We will also be using the green, yellow, red traffic light method, which is my favorite safety tool. And the traffic lights can be called by any cast member or any chat member at any time. Green, we're good to go. Yellow, something is off kilter. We're going to fix it immediately. Red, we pull all the stops. Wherever we are in our narrative, somebody is uncomfortable, which means we collectively are uncomfortable, which means we stop. So, without further ado, let us unveil this cast. Cast members, please introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are, where people can find you, some of the things that you do, and for your surprise Symphony question, what is it about space that scares you? Let's start with Nick.
Oh, hi, I'm Nic Rosenberg. You can find me on the Ain't Slayed Nobody podcast and also the Dice Shame podcast now. I'm a recent addition to the cast there. You can also find me on Instagram and Bluesky at notthatnic, or at notthatnicrose. You know what? A professional would know. Anyway, what's the thing that scares me the most about space? I think is the same thing that scares me the most about like the deep sea, which is the vastness of it and the kind of like no one can hear you scream aloneness of it.
Yeah.
Just kind of thinking about that sends chills up my arms and up my spine.
Shit, I actually felt that myself, Nick. Oh, well done. Well done. Well done. Andy. Hey, boo. Tell us who you are, what you do, where people can find you, and what scares Andy about space.
Oh, so hi, I'm Andy. I'm not in the gaming industry at all, other than apparently I stream now.
You're a streamer,
Yeah,
damn it.
right?
That makes you in the industry, baby.
Yes, ma'am. But I don't really have a social media presence other than like I have a huge social media presence, but it's just me, just being social. And I'm in all the places under various names, and that's not important right now. Man, what scares me about space? What scares me about space is equally with Nick, but different. It's the same thing that scares me about the deep sea is that when something goes wrong, you're dead.
Oof.
The engineering of man is only so good. And somebody cut a corner on a budget, and something's going to implode or explode, or oh, my air is going to go out. Yeah.
Oh God. Yep, Nick, I agree. I can feel the hopelessness in that one. That was chilling.
Oof.
You guys are doing it to yourself. I absolutely love it. Brent, close us off, baby. Tell us who you are, where people can find you, some of the things that you do, and what scares Brent about space.
Ooh, okay. So my name is Brent Adams. I'm a licensed professional clinical counselor out of Ohio. Unfortunately, not offering any kind of therapy services to the public because I'm gainfully employed. Currently, you can find me on Myth Brigade every week or every other week, and we do cyberpunk. In fact, I'm actually wearing our cyberpunk hat for my character B. I'll turn it on real quick. Just Oh,
Hey!
no, what different colors? Yeah.
That is dope.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That is dope.
Yeah. So this is part of my character thing, but I'm just wearing it just to wear a hat today. And so that's what I do every week is pretty much with Myth Brigade. Okay, so what scares me about space?
Yeah.
And I've had this weird love affair starting with this really weird biology teacher or physics teacher, I think it was,
Okay.
who told me that if you go into space without a spacesuit, you will explode. But however, later on, I learned that you may freeze from a different teacher. And so comparing different media sources, I never actually decided to look it up until I was in my 30s. And it turns out that you can survive, but you expand. And you can actually survive in the vacuum of space, but you will wish that you did not. And you're going to have such a bad time about it. Look it up. There's actually been cases of this happening. And that for me is so grounded in reality that just the idea of it still horrifies me to this day. So it's not just freezing, it's not exploding, but you do, like, your organs expand inside of your body. Ooh, just the thought of it.
Oh, I hate
that's
it.
what scares me about space.
Aren't y'all glad Brent went last?
Do you offer therapy sessions to the cast? Like, do we get individual?
Can we get a discount on the?
Yeah.
Right after.
Great.
Right after. It'd be a coupon code for the cast. Whoo. Okay, cast. Let us hop into Cosmic Dark every sunset. The approach. Close to the glitch is a small planet surrounded by a mesh of golden threads. What is the glitch? You're not entirely sure out here in space. You just know that it is a gaping maw of bright golden light that appeared. And to this moment, you don't actually know what it does, what it wants, what it is. You do know the closer you get to the glitch, the more things change. Time changes. You change. The three of you are on a shuttle, which descends jerkily through the golden threads as it fights the gravitational pull of the glitch. Beneath you is a planet covered in dead golden greenery with a large light and a large house on the hill. You can see that beneath you. Above you, you see the Exchange, the transport ship that brought you 3 employees here. The 3 of you hear a voice in your communicators, and it says, "Associates, this is the Exchange. You are descending to the planet Ozario. Medical officer, please acknowledge."
Medical officer checking in.
Thank you, medical officer. Biologist, please acknowledge.
Biologist you called it first. You got it.
Okay. Biologist acknowledging.
Thank you, biologist. Physicist, please acknowledge.
Physicist acknowledging.
Team leader, please Team leader, please acknowledge.
Team leader acknowledge.
Thank you, team leader. Associates, your instructions are to terraform this planet. Our records indicate that there is sufficient terraforming equipment on the planet's surface. Begin by making contact with the employees already living here. You will need to... The voice suddenly stops. Every light inside of this small shuttle dies, and the three of you plummet. We're going to take a step back, and we're going to evaluate your night just before you were dispatched to the planet Ozero. In your private quarters, inside of this massive transport ship, the Exchange, your bed is a pod. You know that this pod and you have a very intimate relationship. It knows you intimately. Not only does it track your vitals, but it tracks your thought patterns. It tracks your emotional wellness. It tracks you. And every night, before you go to sleep, the pod asks you a question. You've tried to lie to it before, but the pod knows when you're being insincere. The pod knows when you're not telling it the truth. The pod knows when you're holding back. And if the pod knows, that means Extraxa, the corporate entity that you work for, knows. And Extraxa knows that you're being dishonest to it. Well, you know what happens when you try to get around corporate. We're going to start with you, Nic. As you're in your pod, and the lights dim, and you're left with that ethereal blue glow that you know will blip out the second you answer this question honestly. The pod asks you this. Would you ever kill an alien civilization?
Yes. If it threatened myself, or if it threatened those I care about, yes, I would.
Medical officer.
But it would take...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
It would... I think that there's this immediate kind of, not backtracking, but qualification, right? But it would take a severe threat. It would have to be something unimaginable.
There's a silence that follows that response, medical officer. And it's one of those silences that when you sit in, you have to actually ask yourself, were you telling the pod the truth? Do you genuinely believe that? And before you can even reconcile whether or not you were just caught in a lie, whether you were lying to the pod or lying to yourself, the lights blink out and you fall asleep. Biologist. Same setup. The lights dim. A voice comes from the pod. And you are asked the following question. What do you lose when a civilization dies?
Their food. That's why it's important to get their cookbooks before you wipe them out.
There's another beat of quiet. And you fall unconscious. To our team leader and our physicists, as you settle into the pod, would you ever join an alien civilization?
I would consider joining an alien civilization to learn and benefit from their knowledge and experience. But I pause and kind of like dart my head around, like shaking my head, but I would never betray the human race.
Do you genuinely believe that? That is the GM asking, not the pod.
So there is some artifice there behind that answer, especially the second part. Fear that I've shared too much about my desire to learn.
The lights dim in your pod, but you don't fall asleep, not by the pod's wishes. And there's a single blinking red light that eventually lulls you to sleep. And you know, physicist, that something is wrong. Now, we are going to go back in time one more time. This is not written into the module, but I've played with Graham Walmsley enough to recognize the value in this type of character building. So we're going to explore this now. Very quickly, Nic, what is your character's name and their pronouns?
My name is Jaina Allen, and my pronouns are she, her.
Brent, what is your character's name and what are their pronouns?
Charles Headley, or Chuck to his friends.
Okay.
He, him.
Andy, what is your PC's name and what are their pronouns?
Alan. Am I Nick's cousin or brother? Brother.
Ooh.
Okay. What's your first name?
Tom.
Pronouns?
He, him.
Table, very quickly, tell me about your home planet. The three of you grew up together. You graduated the academy together. You onboarded into Extraxa together. You onboarded onto the exchange together, and now you're falling from space onto this planet, onto this Zero. But we're just going to take a step back in time. Tell me about your home planet. What was it like?
I'll start.
Mm-hmm.
Our home planet was cities built on top of cities, a monument to human ingenuity, and some would say, in secretive circles, human arrogance and hubris. Much like our current benefactor corporations and those with significant financial and military power rule over everyone, and those who aren't able to be useful from a young age are discarded in a variety of fashions that I would not like to go into. And there's very little greenery left. Everything is imported from other worlds where natural resources still exist.
It seems like the kind of place then where the greenery is reserved for the wealthy. It's like a luxury almost, right? And building off of what you said, Brent, if we think about, because we talk about like the planet dying all the time, maybe this is a planet on life support. Like this is a planet like on like on the ventilator, just not it's held up by everything that the humans have created, but like just barely.
I mean, there's a lot of life on the planet still, but you need to go down into the ruins that the planet is built on top of. Basically, underneath everything is one big midden, one big sewer. There's a lot of life down there, but it's all kind of squishy and kind of weird.
Oh, I love the biologist perspective of
Yeah.
as such a biologist. I was like, man.
No, that is brilliant. That is so brilliant. Okay. Let's do Jaina and Charles. Jaina Allen and Charles, or Chuck Headley. Let's put you to in early adolescence. You're outside on a playground. Tensions are high. You've just completed this last round of testing, And you know that those in the lower 15% are going to be removed. You don't know what that actually means, removed. You just know that you don't see those individuals again. And you can see these paramilitary enforcers arrive, and you know that someone is going to go. And you know that it's going to be little Jolie. Everyone knew that it was going to be Jolie, but it's not just Jolie as a child that's going to get removed. It's going to be Jolie and her entire family. And I just want to do a quick 30-second scene where, Chuck, you look to Jaina and you say, I knew it was going to be Jolie because, and then I'm going to leave you guys to it.
She just kept on trying to get us to play with her after school instead of just studying like she should have. Worried about her family and things like that instead of just buckling down and studying. It's unfortunate, but she had it coming.
But it doesn't. I mean, she was so nice. She was always like the first person to help someone when they needed it. She was always, I don't know, Chuck, it just doesn't seem fair.
You're right, and it's not fair at all. But it's just the way things work.
End scene. That's just the way things work. As Jolie is picked up, confiscated, and removed. Chuck, and let's go Tom. Congratulations. This is graduation day from the academy. You have made it all the way through. You are 18 and you are backstage. You have your caps, you have your gowns, and you're going to walk out in front of a procession. They're not going to call your names because really you don't have a name. You have a number. There's 20,000 of you that are going to be walking through this line. But still, you'll have your moment on stage. And the two of you are backstage, and you know that your order is eventually going to come up. And Tom, I want you to initiate a conversation with Charles, starting with, what do you think happens next?
Chuck, what do you think happens next? I mean, we're finally, we think we're done, but we're not done.
Oh, I imagine we're going to get assigned to a post or sent on some kind of exploratory missions. Like you're one of the most skilled biologists I know, and I'm an up and comer with physics, but I think that they'll find a use for us. I think we're going to do great. And he smiles, kind of like a sad smile.
It's going to be far away from here, no matter where it is, though.
I mean, it'll be good. I mean, I'll miss some of the other people, but they'll be taken care of because we get to go.
Yeah, extra pays well.
End scene. You're on the Exchange, the transport ship that will lead you into your futures. You're very uncertain what that future means, but you graduated with designations, right? You are, on paper at least, a medical officer, a biologist, a physicist. Jaina and Tom, you all are in a botanical garden that has been set up on the Exchange. And you're surrounded by more vibrance and green in this moment than you've been surrounded by in the last 2 decades of your life. And Jaina, I want you to look to Andy and start us off on, do you know what I'll miss most about?
You know what I'll miss most about home?
I mean, it won't be the crowded rooms.
No, but it'll be the chance to take these types of skills and share them with the people there. You know, like this work that you've done here, Tom. It's remarkable.
It's bullshit, right? None of these things actually grow together. I put it all together because I can, but it wouldn't live. There's no ecosystem here.
I'm trying to pay you a fucking compliment, you jackass.
End
Okay,
scene.
I
Beautiful. The three of you have a vague recollection of falling and golden tendrils surrounding your little shuttle and perhaps bracing the fall. You're not entirely sure, but you do know as your eyes open and you do come to some type of awareness that the shuttle is motionless and dark. The three of you are unharmed. There's an error message and some type of encrypted message on the center comm on the inside of this shuttle. And that's where the game begins. What do you three do next?
Shit. Are you guys okay?
Nothing's broken. We need to get some kind of operational report. I want to check the console.
Yeah, let's go look at the console. I'm okay, I think.
Okay, well, I think while you guys are checking out the console, Jaina's going to be looking over you just to make sure, just doing a once-over.
Chuck, you look at the console and you see the following instructions from the exchange. Make contact with the previous occupants of the planet. Locate and retrieve the terraforming equipment. Find a site for terraforming. Terraform the planet. Those are your operational instructions.
All right. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, even though we had a near catastrophic landing. I suppose.
Shouldn't we, I don't know, check in with the exchange, let them know what happened? I mean, is the shuttle even operational at this point?
Let's run a systems check and see what if anything comes up. If there's any systems that are operational right now.
First roll of the game. This is going to be going to you, Chuck. You are more than welcome to roll me your human and your associate dice.
Right. I got a 3 and a 5.
Oh, what was the 5 on?
The 5 was on so the first one is the human, right?
Uh-huh, the human die, yep.
So it'd be my second one. Would be my profession.
Well done on this one. Okay.
Team lead.
Hey. So, Chuck, as team lead, you were given some additional credentials that are attached to a swipe card that's magnetized and chipped that you can help override certain system errors that will give you some additional support. And these are the things that you're able to notice by porting into the shuttle. The shuttle is damaged beyond what you're capable of repairing. The connection uplink back to the exchange has been damaged to the point that you're not able to initiate contact with them. And as you're running a systems diagnostics reporting, you're you're quickly reading the screen. There comes a point where, let's say if it's going linear to line 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, and you realize that with a 5, you would think it's just some error, some malfunction, that the data that you're seeing is glitching and repeating itself, but you realize that those repeating numbers or those sequences are out of line. It's not a repeating function. It's actually registering time simultaneously, future and past.
That's not possible.
It's not, and I need an insight check from you, please. Or change from you, please. So you're going to roll your D6, and if it rolls above a 1, your change goes up to 2.
Oh, I rolled a 1. Luckily.
Good for you. So you initially suspect that the timers are not faulty, and somehow, and I'm going to ask you how you're doing this. How are you reconciling the fact that time is running wrongly wherever you are?
I say, okay, you know what? I might just be extrapolating coincidental information, and this is all faulty. This whole thing is just completely faulty. There's no way time it has anything to do with it. And so I just brush it off immediately. And I tell them as much. I'm like, don't worry about this. I thought it was something, but I think that it's a major malfunction that seems to be following a pattern, but it's not. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this shuttle's fucked, to use a pejorative term. We're basically on our own. We can't contact anyone.
Well, I mean, we're supposed to make contact with the people that are already here. Maybe they have some sort of working equipment or something we could use to repair the shuttle.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, in theory, as long as something catastrophic didn't happen to them. I
You're
can't
just
even
a
get
ray of fucking sunshine, you know?
The biological scanners working at all, Bridgett?
Yeah, your handheld bioscanners, those are all operational. It doesn't look like they sustained any damage from the fall. It doesn't take you long here, Chuck, for you to release the shuttle doors, and you guys are able to step outside of this small cramped shuttle. Outside, as you look around, it's very similar to the description that I gave you. You're sitting on a planet that looks to be filled with nothing but dead, golden plants. You're at the base of a hill, and at the top of the hill, you can see one of these mansions, or the mansion that the exchange told you about. That must be where the other associates are staying. But no, especially you here as our resident biologist here, Tom, as you look around and your boots crunch into just the dead earth around you. Something very terrible happened on this planet.
Tom, what went wrong here anyway?
Well, let me scan with the scanner.
Mm-hmm.
It's
oh,
all
no,
very
roll
dry.
me, baby.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Two.
I want a lot from you guys. Let me get
Nice.
your human and your associate, please.
I got a 1 and a 5. Human 1, associate 5.
Good to know. Really fast, Jayla, as your brother is doing that scan thing that he does, biologist, you gotta love him. You tilt your eyes up, and you can assume that this may be high noon from where the sun is in the sky, but the sun is racing across the sky, and it's not like zipping across, but you can immediately determine it's like, oh, this is one of those planets where you don't get a whole lot of daylight, because if the sun is moving that quickly, it's gonna set fairly quickly. But back to you, Tom, with a 5, which is beyond your human competency. Good job on the medical equipment. Upon further inspection, the greenery here is not totally dead. You scan it and you realize that simultaneously, these plants are both dead and living. You look at some of the dead stems, the pipeline, the root of life, and you can see that there are fresh green and gold leaves springing from dead stems. You can see new buds flowering out of corpses of plants. From what you can tell from your scanner, the cellular properties of these plants, they're both dividing, decaying, and recombining simultaneously.
That ain't right.
It's not. That feels like a change roll for me, babe.
It sure does.
Don't react to me, because I'm going to ask for it.
Just deadpan the entire time. Flatten that affect, folks.
Did not get got higher than my change.
Okay. Your change goes up to 2. Something's wrong. New life doesn't spring from dead vines.
Hey, are you okay, buddy?
So I've never seen this before, which, whatever. But this is dead, and it's growing, and it's recombining. It's cancer. It's necromorphism. I don't know. This is new.
We were told there's anomalies on this planet, so I mean,
Yeah, found one.
Is it dangerous?
I wish you would have asked if it was safe because I could have made the joke. It's perfectly safe, but we're in terrible danger. Um, it's I don't know.
Hmm.
Well,
I don't want to eat it.
fair enough.
The associates who are here before us they've been doing the research here for a while. They have the terraforming equipment. They might be
Okay.
able to give us more insight, hopefully.
Well, we're
We should
gonna
really-
lose daylight pretty
Yeah.
fast here, so we should probably head up to that mansion, I guess. But
Jaina.
sorry, Chuck.
Okay.
You're team lead. You
No, I know, Jane. It's just a title, honestly. All right, we'll head to the mansion. Especially Jaina, if we're going to be losing daylight. We don't want to be traipsing around here in the darkness.
Jaina, you guys are able to collect, your gear, your packs, your equipment, your personal effects, and you don't have much. The shuttle couldn't hold much, but the mansion, there are people living here. The necessities will be provided. You do
Yeah.
notice that as Jaina, I'm speaking to, you do notice that as Tom is finishing his scan of various pieces of this plant life, the specimen, that there is a trail of blood running down the back of his hand, and it's not a gushing wound, but you've seen wounds like this before where like there was a puncture, and it's just like the wound is open, and unless some pressure applies to it, or something comes onto it, it's just going to continue to bleed. He doesn't seem to notice it as he's waving this device around, but you notice that the blood is running down the back of his hand.
Yeah, as soon as I see it, I'll just kind of go over to him. Hey, dumbass, give me your hand.
What?
Cut yourself
What?
somehow.
Oh, stupid freaking thorns.
Can I look at that wound? Can I just examine it to see, while trying to apply pressure and maybe also starting to retrieve a little bit of my medical equipment, like some bacitracin or something, just start to look at the wound a little bit?
Absolutely. Yeah. You take your brother's hand. He's a biologist. Him getting cut, pricked, bit, nipped by whatever he's touching on any given day is pretty common. You can see a canvas of previous wounds that you've treated on his hand, and you
I can just suck on it. Just leave it. Just
leave it alone.
This is
This reminds me of that time he got bit by that spider that was like the size of like a softball.
yeah, except now we're talking about plants, which is your
That
area of
hurts.
expertise. You're not gonna suck on a friggin' alien plant infection. Okay, well, on my my professional, I rolled a 4, and on my
Yes.
human, I rolled a 6.
I'm so happy for us right now, Nick. You and I are gonna go to hell together. This is gonna
Let's
be
go,
enjoyable.
baby.
You pull out your equipment, and the very first thing you need to do is to like sterilize the situation. You don't know what these
Sure.
plants are. They're
Yeah.
necrotic and alive. What? No. So of course you get your spray bottle out here, and you're pouring over to disinfect it, and that rinses off, and the blood rinses down, and you look, and there's no wound. There's no sign of trauma. The
Oh,
skin
shit.
hasn't been pierced. There's
Is that
no
new
wound
stuff?
whatsoever. I
That's
need you to
awesome.
immediately roll a change roll.
Yeah. I go up by 1 to 2.
He's bleeding from a wound that doesn't exist.
The fuck? Is the blood still kind of coming out even though there's no wound?
Nope, not since you've treated it.
Okay.
But there's still blood on the inside of his hand. You can see your solution mixed with the blood.
Can I do a scan just to make sure that it's blood and that it's his blood?
Absolutely. I won't even make you roll for anything on this one. This takes you no time to pull your scanner out to collect a quick sample of this blood. It registers up. You have everyone's medical files. You're the medical
Yeah.
officer. You get a confirmation that this is human blood. You get a confirmation that this blood absolutely belongs to one Thomas K. Allen. You get the current temperature on the blood. You catch a quick profile of it. There's no other anomalies other than the fact that this blood came from a wound that didn't exist.
What the fuck? Jane is just standing there holding your hand, almost like trying to pull the skin apart, trying to make sure that there's no wound. What
What?
the fuck?
What? You use one of those new medical sprays that just heals the wound instantly, right? That's
No.
awesome.
Jaina, I knew you were good, but I didn't know you were that good. That doesn't even look like a mark. There's
Guys,
not even a mark. It's like it was never even there.
It was disinfectant. It was the equivalent of Neosporin. This is not normal.
I don't know what to say unless one of the plants bled on him. Did
No,
the plants?
it's his blood. It's his blood. It's fresh blood. It's not congealed at all. It's
They just upgraded the spray and didn't tell you. This
The
is
three
awesome.
of you are standing in front of the mansion.
Oh, wait. We were collecting our equipment.
Your equipment is
and,
with you. The three of you are standing before the mansion. From what you can tell from this mansion, it has the two major white columns with the entrance. The door is ajar. The left door is ajar. The right door has been completely removed from the hinges and it's like laying up against the side of the house. There's the east wing, there's the west wing, and for you, Chuck, directly at your feet by about, 3 feet away, there is a massive movement of earth where it looks like something has been dug out of the earth. There's a pit, a gaping maw, and it's filled with bodies. 10, 11, 12, 13 bodies. And your
13
equipment
bodies.
is sitting directly there.
I go up to the edge of the pit and I just I quickly count the bodies and look over at equipment. How did we get here? I don't even remember us walking up here, but something bad must have happened. For them to just do a mass grave and not even cover it up, or do
I don't think I've seen this many bodies before. I'm gonna roll an in the change die.
I'm good for you. I'm excited for us. Let's do it.
I would also like to do this.
And I invite you to do this. Let's do it.
I do not. Mine does not go up though.
Okay.
Mine does.
Okay. Oh, it's a rough morning, rough afternoon.
Rough afternoon. Yeah. Can I actually look at the bodies? Chuck's also goes up. Is that what?
Yeah, I go up.
Woof.
Can I look at the bodies? I would love to see any obvious wounds. Kind of how long, just on cursory inspection, it seems these bodies might have been around. Like at what stage of decomp they're in.
These are brilliant questions. Absolutely. I'm not even going to make you roll for this one, our doctor, because this is something you're going to be able to put together very quickly. In front of the main house is a vast pile of gravel. If you look closer, as you look closer, you can see that it is indeed a mass grave. Dozens of corpses are shallowly buried with gaping wounds in their bodies. Some of the corpses, as you can see, date back a few hours ago. Some of the corpses you see, some of the lower ones, go back maybe a week. And unless you want to start pulling bodies out of this pit, I can give you some more specificity, but you're looking at a regular dumping of bodies into this pit. They're being layered, and every single one of them has some protrusion, some hole, some gaping nonsense over their bodies.
Jesus. Chuck, how many
13.
bodies here? Is that how many people were stationed here? You've got the file, right?
Yeah, let me pull out. I'll pull out any of the logs on the associates that I have from my scanner.
This is good. Yeah, you're going through your associate scanners, and you see a profile of individuals that are said to have lived at this house that were permanently stationed here, and that looks to be about maybe 7 or 8 names as you're going through. This is more than 7 or 8 bodies. But here's what else you get as you are going through your profiles. The records have been redacted or altered or changed. And from what you can tell, Extraxa has been sending crews just like yours to this planet for months. They almost have it on a schedule.
Okay, this isn't right. They've been continuously sending people here. Same mission, find the terraforming equipment, take it.
As you look at the mission protocols for every single group that's been sent here, dating back years, make contact with the previous occupants of the planet. Locate and retrieve the terraforming equipment. Find the site for terraforming. Terraform the planet.
This is some kind of trick, but we're valued associates. They wouldn't just send us here to.
This is the Russian army all over again.
Chuck, please tell me that you didn't know that we weren't the first team here. Please
I
tell
mean,
me you didn't know.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
Did you get any other information about this? Are we all working off of the same set of orders here, or?
Hold on. I'm gonna try to review uh everything as quickly as I can just to see if I missed something when
Okay.
I was coming. But I'm very meticulous, I say
You
out
are.
loud. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a roll as you're going through your data pad, and you can use your human, and you're welcome to add your associates as well. Your nose is down, Chuck. However, Jaina and Tom, your noses are up. In the center of this mansion, where one door is propped open and the other one has been pulled off the hinges, you now see a figure that's standing in the doorway staring at you. This is an Asian man that appears to be maybe 5'10, 5'11. He has wild eyes and wild hair, and he's wearing a surgeon's apron that is covered in fresh blood. He is carrying a basket of various medical equipment that you, Jaina, absolutely recognize. And he's carrying gauzes, wrappings and things in another hand. And he looks to the two of you and he shakes his head no to a question that wasn't asked of him. And he says the following words to you. Be upstairs by sunset. It comes quicker than you think. And then he disappears from view.
What? Hang on. Jaina's gonna run after him,
Okay.
recognizing another medical professional.
Okay.
Doctors stick together. Yeah, so just
I'm-
kind of run up the stairs.
I'm following her because sister, I don't want her to get killed.
Okay.
I rolled two twos, but of course, I would look up when I hear that there is some kind of kerfuffle going on with them and be like, where are you guys going?
Ooh.
There was a guy. You didn't see the guy in the. Who's the
Following
doctor
dude.
here?
Don't get killed.
Yeah. I'll review the medical professionals that have been sent here recently.
Okay. Chuck, with two twos, you're not seeing a whole lot of additional information. Could be bad connection, could be bad data. The one thing that glimpses very quickly is your screen it pixelates, and it goes black, and it goes white, and it goes black, and it goes white, and then you just see a whole list of deceased, and then it blinks out, and it blinks back, and you're not able to determine who the doctor of this colony or this mansion or this site is. Maybe that's going to be corrupted. Really fast, switching over to the siblings. Inside of the house, you find a large hallway with a staircase that leads upwards. This was once a grand room, but is uncared for and damaged, with broken furniture and crumbling brickwork. Multiple footprints track across this dirty floor. The brickwork is riddled with craters, holes, pockmarks. They resemble bullet holes, almost. But as you're running after this doctor, you don't even need a closer inspection to realize that these are penetration marks, as if something suddenly appeared through the walls and ceilings and then just disappeared again. As you move, fragments of plaster or streams of dust fall from the ceilings. And there's something here that the two of you, the Allen siblings, can feel. There's something tangible in the air, something that you can't quite articulate, you can't identify, but you can recognize, that something is coming, and it's just one of those things that sets the base of your spine into ice water. Please continue your pursuit. This individual is curling up the stairs.
Just as that unsettling feeling kind of washes over Jaina, something in the back of her mind kind of tickles. The kind of penetration marks in the floor and the wounds on the bodies, any similarities there? Anything that kind of
They are the same.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll my change
I
die.
invite
That
you to
would
do
freak
so.
me out. I love this. I just rolled a 6.
Oh!
I mean, I'm definitely ticking up. Yeah, I think actually Jaina just kind of stops in her tracks and maybe grabs Andy, and even just waits for Chuck to catch up. Guys, there's look at these holes. Look at the wounds on the bodies. They're the same.
What?
What's happened to this place?
Did you see that surgeon? That guy? He was covered in blood. Some of those bodies are fresh. They're hours old.
We got to meet up with the survivor. I mean, maybe he knows something we don't. Some way of managing whatever they're facing.
I mean, judging by the amount of blood on his gown, that didn't seem like he was managing shit.
I mean, maybe I couldn't figure out who he is, but I mean, he may be an actual medical professional. But just be ready. We can't. You don't think he's a murderer, do you?
I don't know what the fuck to think here. Can we all just have each other's backs, please? Can we just stick together a little bit, please?
The three of you are standing, which you can only assume to be upstairs in this mansion, as you're able to look down at a sun that's getting ready to set, spread out, across this hill that you're atop. And you're having a conversation, what appears to be a conversation, with this doctor. And sitting on a couch is a woman who it looks like the bottom part of her mandible is barely hanging on. And he's doing the best he can to just keep the bottom of her face connected to the top of it. And he's saying to you, or he's finishing saying to you, the plants, that's what I'm saying. Hey, are you guys with me?
I think that Jane is like training kicks in and she's immediately just trying to help with the reattachment of this woman's jaw. Yeah. Oh my God.
When I see that Jane is immediately on it, I just say, I'm going to need you. I didn't catch your name. I'm sorry. I'm going to need you to explain the plants again to us.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. He knows your name. You've introduced yourself to this man before. Thank you, Dr. Allen. And he looks to you and he pulls off a blood-soaked glove. He says, Dr. Basu. And he's speaking to you with a deliberate patience, as if he's, one, not surprised that you're here, and two, not surprised that you don't remember pieces of this conversation. Neither of those things seem to bother him. There's no frustration or annoyance on, why I have to re-explain myself. He says, Dr. Basu, every sunset, the plants attack. It happens sooner than you think. We're mostly safe on the upper levels, mostly, but over the course of the last few weeks, they've been able to climb higher and higher. We don't know how to slow them down. I'm doing the best I can with nothing.
How many other survivors are there?
I think we're down to 14 now.
There were 7 people originally stationed here. There are 12 bodies in the graves outside. How many other teams have been sent?
And he just looks to you. And the look he gives you immediately puts a timeline that you don't know between this moment and when you're just another layered body at the bottom of that pit.
Hundreds, isn't it? They've been doing this for years.
I'm doing the best I can with what I have.
How long have you been here? Does any of it make any sense? The way things move here, the way the sun moves, your perspective. This defies everything I know about physics and how the universe is supposed to work.
That sounds like a change die to me, baby.
Look what you did.
Look what I did.
Are you feeding me opportunities to torture you?
Oh, that's a 6.
Oh
my! As I realized,
join me at 4.
I'm at 3 now.
Oh
wait! Oh, does a 6 increase by 2?
No, just one.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yep, just one.
The terraforming equipment. Is that for the plants? Is there something we could do? I mean, I'm assuming you have all thought of this or tried this, but there's got to be some way we can defend ourselves.
The terraforming equipment is a couple miles south from here. We haven't made any attempts to go and get it. I'm He just looks at you with his heartbroken face, and you can only imagine how many people he's tried to Humpty Dumpty back together again that have just ended up layered in that pit. He says, I'm doing the best I can.
With what
I
you have,
can't.
yeah, yes, we know. Okay. I
How long is the day?
His eyes get glossy when you ask him that question. It's never long enough. Sunset will be here in a couple minutes, it looks like. I would get as high as you can. When it happens fast.
You've
you
had
go.
you've had groups try to you had a group who tried to get the terraforming equipment to the location, but they didn't make it, and it's been stuck there ever since. And anyone who tries to go for it, the sunset comes and they never return.
He smiles at you. He's like, you make it seem so. He blinks, and he just turns away, and he abandons his patient, and he just wanders back into a larger room into the mansion. Just describing this room really fast. When you guys look in here, once an ornate corridor of spacious rooms, the east wing has been repurposed as a war hospital. Blood streaks on the floor. The groans of dying fill the air. And again, the walls and ceilings are perforated with holes. As you guys look into the rooms and you follow Dr. Beso's eyes, you can see patients who are mostly beyond help. And Dr. Allen, you know this for sure. Some are bleeding from a burst torso. Some, like the patient that you have in your hands now, is missing a jaw. There's a young kid that you guys remember. He graduated a couple years before you. He's on the ground with part of his skull missing. What was his name? It was Zach, you think? This untrained staff has attempted to staunch the blood and ease the pain and patch people up where they can, but per Dr. Beso, he's doing the best he can with what he has.
Okay. Jane is jumping into triage mode. She's identifying the patients that like actually I think she's doing reverse triage at this point.
Oh.
Whoever seems like they are the most able, the least kind of far along towards death. If we got to go upstairs, if we got to like get someplace high, we're going to try to save as many people as can reasonably be saved. So she's looking for the most able-bodied folk that she can find.
Chuck puts a hand on your shoulder, Jaina, and says, "It's like you're making the right choice. Even I can tell that a lot of these people aren't going to make it."
Did you see that was? Did you see that was Zach? Do
Yeah.
you remember him?
He was a good guy. I remember he helped me out when I was getting bullied there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't expect to see him ever again, really.
He's kind of a jerk, honestly.
Tom, you
Look.
all right?
Help me. If we're gonna save somebody, let's save the ones that we can save.
Yes.
And not risk ourselves for the ones that we're not gonna save.
Agreed. If you guys can start helping people up who seem like they actually have a chance, I'm gonna go talk to the doctor. Bridgett, did you say his name was Bezos?
Yeah, no. I'm probably pronouncing it
we're
better.
gonna let him die, okay?
I thought
Like, listen, let him die. Feed him to the plants.
But here, was it Bahir or
Beso, I think is what Graham actually has written.
Okay,
So it's Besu, I think is what Graham has written. Listen, I told you I don't do well with running.
Besu.
Basu. Sorry, Basu.
Okay.
Basu, yeah. Okay,
Great.
So, Jaina, you turn around after your brother and those consistent smart-ass remarks and your team leader who's telling you, yes, saving people is a good thing. You turn around and you feel this agonizing, searing sensation go straight through your stomach. You know undoubtedly that you have been impaled with something.
As I look down, what do I see?
You look down and you see nothing.
Opening up the jumpsuit that she's wearing, kind of pulling up the undershirt, everything, looking at the actual skin.
Yeah. You touch the point of impact. You touch the piece of trauma, and though it feels real, though you can feel the sensations, the wound, the sharpness, the nerves being exposed, There's no physical wound there for you to look at.
This is totally fine, and I'm not at all bothered by it. I'm kidding. I'm gonna roll my change die right now. Woo! God damn it! I rolled a 5, so I'm up to 5.
Holy shit.
shit.
As a reminder, if your change hits 6, you are removed from the game.
Okay, I think that in an effort to understand, there's like a part of her brain that shuts off and goes real clinical, and she's like, something's happening inside me, I need to understand. I'm gonna find the nearest scalpel or sharp implement and start cutting open my belly to
Oh
try to see
my.
what's going on inside. Please let this be a destroying the evidence. Oh my God, Bridgett. I
Uh,
will make myself bleed if I can just roll this back a bit.
we're gonna try to stop her as soon as possible when we realize.
Nick,
But
But as soon as we
where
see
you
that,
go,
yeah.
I go. By all means, please roll to destroy the evidence. But that is immediately going to trigger a change roll from Tom and Andy. I want it immediately because right now your doctor is cutting
guys.
herself open.
and mine goes up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tom, bro.
If I roll over, right,
Mm-hmm.
then okay, I stay at 3.
I rolled a 4, so I go back down to 4.
Yes, you're down.
God.
Okay.
Sorry. So sorry, Andy.
Ooh. You
What the
cut
fuck?
into yourself and go. The table has it.
I mean, could use some of that spray that makes the wounds go away.
Jane, have you gone mad? What are you doing?
Something stabbed right through me. I could feel it. Something was happening inside me. I have to see what it is.
You did it. You're hurting yourself, Jaina. I don't know this. I get it. This place, there's something very wrong here, but our senses can't. There's something
look.
about our senses can't be trusted. Okay, so
we see nothing unless you die. Don't worry about dying.
If you guys are physically restraining me, then I think eventually like her breathing slows and then she'll drop the scalpel and start to kind of like come back to her senses. Oh my God. You guys, it felt so real.
like I said, it's something. There's something about the way this place works that's messing with us. We just gotta, just don't hurt yourself, okay?
Yeah, mass delusion. Unless no, unless you die, don't believe you're dying. Just keep doing what you're gonna do.
Could it be a delusion? Okay, so could it, or illusion, could it be some sort of hallucinogenic spores or something? Are we, what are these plants?
Let me scan for spores.
And as he's doing that, can I look around for anything that we could be using as masks? Let me find those N95. Let me get
5 human and 3 professional.
Oh, no, this is absolutely amazing. Your sister just cut into herself for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's no internal trauma. There's no
There's
abnormalities. There's nothing. Whatever is happening just happened in her head.
There's nothing.
No spores, nothing. Yes, Dr. Allen, plenty of masks. Some of them are being repurposed as like bandages right now. But yeah, no, you can do anything you want to do, face coverings or things of that nature. That won't be a problem.
Cleanest ones she can find, she gives them, and takes some backups too, just in case these ones get ripped or something. She's not taking any chances.
Okay.
Everything. Before you continue your triage, here, eat something, drink something. Okay, take care of yourself first before you start trying to take care of these people.
Okay.
I don't want you causing yourself more stress trying to save these people until you've got something into your body. Okay.
Chuck, I hear you and I appreciate it, but we are so far beyond stress right now.
I know. We need to see where our back point is when the sun goes down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just look at the doctor and turn him around. Basically, whatever he's doing, I'm gonna be like, "Where do you go when the sun goes down?"
This is the highest point in the house. We go here.
There's not a higher point.
if you can get some of these patients to the roof, that may help you. But that's exposed. You don't understand. They just appear. How do you hide from something that can just manifest? And he looks to you, Dr. Allen. He looks at this self-inflicted wound, and he reaches into his pocket. He sorts around, and he brings out a pen. And you've seen one of these cauterizing pens right now. It has a laser tip at the edge that, if used correctly, could cut through a wrist pretty easily. It also could cauterize a wound, things of that nature. And he just hands it to you, and he points down at your stomach. I hope you survive it. If you'll excuse me, I need to get water.
Why are you still here if
He has
everyone
turned
else
around and is
Guys,
gone.
Let's get to the roof. Let's go.
He's telling he may be telling the truth. Maybe these things cover the entire rooftop in the evening. Maybe we just need to.
Maybe let's go look. I mean, shit, we can either find something out or die.
We put as many of them between us and where the plants may be coming from.
I think we just leave them here. I think we get ourselves safe. We try to survive whatever this is for now, and then we can try to help them. Look, he's doing the best that he can with what he has, okay?
If they behave like animals, if we put the most injured between us and the plants, presuming that they come through the open doorway and we may or may not be able to perceive them, then we increase our chances of survival, right? It's just mathematics. It's statistics, really.
Do we have time?
Maybe cats don't mess with the dead ones. They mess with the live ones.
You're on the roof of the mansion.
What the fuck?
Andy?
Is there a like a trapdoor that we came up through?
That would be a great question if you remembered how you got up here.
Right.
But I do have a GM question for you. As you're on the roof of this mansion, as you're looking down the hill at all the dead golden greenery, as you look up into the darkening sky, you're so close to the glitch. It's one of those things, you can always feel it, but you can't really understand what that feeling is. Andy, I'm going to give you the GM chairs. I would like you to describe to us what a sunset looks like in the every sunset scenario.
Ooh.
So, sunsets are sunsets, but since it's going so fast, the planet is turning so fast, so we're in a big clearing, right? It's got an edge, and the sun is coming down, and you can see the shadow. You can actually see the shadow move. I mean, like on Earth, you can see the shadow move if you wait, and the shadow moved after a while. No, you can see the shadow moving here, and the plants. I mean, the shadows are moving, but are the plants moving too? It's not a good look. I don't like it. And the grass, the color of gold, it's, and when the shadow hits it, is it gold or is it blue? There's a very unsettling moment here.
Chuck, let's discuss two things that I don't like. These are probably going to be two things that you don't like either. I think collectively we are going to agree that this is something that neither of us are going to enjoy. As you're watching the first sunset that you enjoy on a 0, you wonder if it will be the last sunset you ever see. But as the sun dips behind a golden horizon, you look over at Tom and you can see something twisting, hanging, coiling out of his hand. Tom, you'll notice this as well, but that puncture wound that you had earlier today has a golden, vibrant, squirming vine hanging from it, thrashing, moving around, tearing at the tissues, rearranging the muscle, and it just falls from your hand like a delicate thread, like those same golden threads that caught you when your shuttle was on the way down here, that embraced you, that welcomed you. And then, Chuck, the other thing that you're not going to enjoy, you didn't see it before because it wasn't there before. But as you look at Jaina now, you can see the branch of some type of tree immediately materialize through her, completely impaled her from back to front. And blood begins pouring out of the wound. And we're going to go to break before you can hear her scream. We are going to be back in 10 minutes. I'll see you guys soon. All right, Symphony, we are back with the second half of Every Sunset, written for Cosmic Dark. And Brent just led in with a very uncomfortable question while we were backstage, and it was, being that she already tried to cut it out of her, does that make getting it out easier now or not? And I just really don't enjoy thinking about it. But thankfully, I'm not in this situation. Jaina is. So I'm going to turn the stage back over to you guys.
So I went ahead and rolled a change die.
Good for you. Yep.
And I rolled a 1. So
your change maintains.
Yeah. So Chuck is going to be like, Jaina, okay. Are you feeling anything? Tom, are you feeling anything right now? And I just kind of like look at them with this shocked look on my face.
Right. Well, I already rolled my change die and I rolled a 6, so it went up 1 as well.
Oh,
so
God.
Now I'm at 4. Well, I just saw a log through the middle of my sister, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm
still
focusing on that. I'm not like there was a thing fell out of my hand, whatever, it doesn't matter. That cautery thing, where is that?
Jaina is like stunned. She's not looking at her stomach. She's looking at your hand, Tom.
Oh.
And just kind of she's holding the cauterizing tool in her hand, but she's not saying anything. She's like frozen.
Okay, I take the cautery tool out of her hand and I start to cut the log away from her so that what's through her is a smaller piece, and we got to get this out. And oh no, it's my sister.
I will try to hold Jaina steady, in about the kindest way I possibly can, and be like, it's okay, Jaina. It's like he has very practiced hands. He's gonna go ahead and try to cut this out of you.
Okay.
Is it safe?
When you cut the log into pieces, nothing happens. The second you start to interact with the piece that's still inside of her, though, like if you try to shift it at all, just the most blood-curdling scream you've ever heard. And I think she sags and drops to her knees a little bit. Don't. If you take it out, I'm gonna bleed out. You have to leave it. You have to leave it in me.
She knows. We have to leave it in, I guess. Bandage the outside.
My bag. You gotta get me my bag. And Bridgett, is there anything in this bag other than like painkillers that's gonna help in this situation?
You know what? Because you are leaning into this so heavily, I'm gonna meet you wherever you want me to meet you. What's in your bag that can help you? I'll give you expanding foam. I'll give you I'll give you whatever you want.
It's like the same type of stuff that you'd fill the walls with if you're doing Reno. So it's gonna be but like it's biological. And just to be clear, this is something that is like a stopgap to get someone to a facility where they can be operated on. This is not a long-term fix, and it is not going to hold for long. You know what? Let me go ahead and say that in character. So she's she's shaking. She's like, "Give me my bag." Yeah, that bottle there, with you have to put it into the injector. All right, listen. Here's what you have to do. You're gonna have to rip this out of me, and then quickly, you're gonna have to inject that into the hole. It's gonna fill the cavity, but it's not gonna hold for long. Can you do that?
Yeah.
All right, Tom.
You
All
hold
right,
her. You hold her.
on three, I'm gonna pull it out. You use the injector on the wound. We got to be fast about this, okay?
Okay. I got an arm on her chest
Okay.
because she's gonna move. All right.
Three. Wait. 3. All of the plants surrounding this mansion that were once dead are now alive. They stretch their golden leaves into the sky, undulating slowly as if communicating. Go ahead and count me down again.
2.
More plants appear. They materialize through the walls and the ceiling. Flecks of paint from this roof fall apart as a pocket of vines just unrolls and vomits itself across the floor as more leaves and trees, golden and dancing, begin to populate on the door you must have come out of. Keep counting.
1.
And go.
Wait. Jada goes, wait.
I do it anyway.
Oh!
All right.
As soon as he goes, I go.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk me through what this looks like, guys. I just want to hear it briefly.
Oh, so the foam comes in and it expands a lot, and it's beige medical foam. There's but like it expands and it pushes the tissues out of the way.
Ugh.
So it's not a good sound, and also it's kind of squishy and it leaks a lot because it's meant to like keep you from falling out the hole. But it's like it's like someone shoved a like a big ass eraser right through her, but lumpy, big lumpy eraser through her.
On my end, when I pull that out, I let out a scream just as loud as Jaina does, as I am covered in her blood and other unmentionable fluids involving the intestinal tract. And I see for just a moment before Thomas fills in that gap, just how dire this wound actually is, and I almost like faint, but I do manage to pull the entire branch out.
And from Jaina's perspective, this stuff is meant to be given to someone who is probably unconscious or someone who's been administered a lot of pain medication. So she is, even once the hole is filled, she is just in excruciating pain. I think she fully passes out.
Jaina passes out. Poor Chuck is reeling in and out.
She's still alive. She's still breathing. I can still feel that. I'm not a doctor, but I am a biologist.
Yeah, she's alive.
Tom, we're trapped up here. They've covered everything. If there was a hatch, I don't think we can get down.
It was that door that's full of plants. We'll wait. What are you gonna do? We gotta wait. If there's anything in I'm looking in Nick's bag to see if there's in Jaina's bag. Is there anything that looks like it says, painkiller or something?
Yeah, no, and just you're still a biologist, like you're still a doctor. You may not have like a medical training like she does, but yeah, you're able to navigate a first aid kit and see some of the higher level pain reducers and things of that nature as you're sifting through the bags, and there are just waves and waves of these undulating golden flecks of life all around you. Just the entire landscape that was barren and dead is just alive and vibrant and moving and awake. You can hear screaming coming from beneath you. That's a very thin floor between the roof and the ceiling of that war room. And you can only imagine what those people beneath you are going through as this symphony of screams just radiates from below you.
Oh.
So what I envision happens is Chuck gets basically kind of like props up Jaina a little bit, and then basically he says, "We're gonna sandwich her between us, and whatever happens, we just are gonna hold on to her and try to get through this night. And I'm gonna start counting. I'm gonna try to start keeping track of time to try to understand how long this night is, so I can figure out the cycles of this place."
This is
Right.
good.
So I've got her doped up as best I can, and I've got her, and I can't help but look at this. It's not verdant, whatever you would say what verdant would be if it was gold.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to me as a biologist when I'm not thinking about my sister dying behind me.
Eventually, Jaina, I think, will kind of rouse, and she's doped up, and I think that she like looks back and forth between you. Chuck, you probably, I'm assuming you look like you're focusing if you're just counting like minutes, and I don't even know if we get to hours or anything, but yeah, and I think she'll just turn to you. Tom, thank you. You did good. You did good.
We'll get through this. We'll get through this.
Good. Because I don't want to die here like this. If I'm being honest. I miss home.
Everything that's not this, I miss.
The next
I'm
morning.
sorry I called you a dumbass. Okay.
I was a dumbass. It was fine.
So good. Worth it.
Sorry, Bridgett.
No, that was brilliant. Oh, that could have been done better. Oh God, Nick, you're one of the best performers I've ever worked with.
Oh, stop. Next morning.
The next morning. I'm sorry I called you a dumbass the next morning. You don't remember the passage of time. You've been in this situation once, twice, 3 times before. I mean, Tom, Chuck, you were just counting minutes. I think you just lost an entire evening.
I just I left off at we were 44 minutes in.
44 minutes in, and now the sun
I was keeping track of
all the plants. But then the landscape is back to barren. You're in that war room. Jaina is stretched out across a stretcher. It looks like she's been given some additional medical care. She still needs to be in a hospital, but she's going to be more functional by probably Dr. Basu's help. That happened somewhere in between those 47 minutes that you counted, Chuck, and wherever you are now. Tom, you're not sure why you were appointed the person to help Dr. Basu carry this most recent corpse out, but by the time you blink from 47 minutes to now, you're carrying the ankles of a woman. Dr. Basu is carrying the wrists, and you are flinging this corpse with this massive gaping hole directly out of the center of her chest. No plants, just a hole. You're dropping her body in with a thud, and the 3 of you are there. I'll bring you guys all back together. You're back in the war room. 4 people died last night. Another 7 were maimed. 2 of those 7 being you guys. And Dr. Basu is speaking to you. You missed the first part of the conversation. Maybe that's just your new reality now. And he says, no, there's the laboratories that are still here. That's over in the West Ring. As is Extraxa's corporate office that they had here. I can get you a map and directions out to the graveyard where the terraforming equipment is. I don't know how much good it'll do, but...
Can we activate the terraforming equipment right there on site? I mean, the corporation gave us a location, that we're supposed to take it to. I know it's not the graveyard, though. But if we activated it there, would it do something to stem the tide of these plants?
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Is it even operational?
I haven't been to the graveyard in months at this point. Weeks. Maybe weeks. It's where all the. It's where we've dropped off the other shuttles. It's where the terraforming equipment is. It's where everything is, I guess.
Engineers. Are there any engineers among the survivors?
No.
How are you surviving every single night?
Maybe I just get lucky. And he opens up his he rolls up his shirt and you can see where he's been severed, he's been pierced, he's been wounded. He just hasn't suffered anything fatal.
If we stay here, we're gonna die. We're all eventually gonna die.
Is there wind? Is there a breeze? Is there wind on this planet?
Yeah, there is. There isn't any right now. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. What does this stuff burn?
The plants?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Possibly.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, it's dead during the day, and
yeah.
You've seen what happens at night.
Well, yeah, but if it's burned while it's dead, that seems like a change.
Like it would slow its ability to reach us in the nighttime.
That's what I'm thinking. There's a clearing, right? The mansion's kind of in a clearing, the hill. I'm going to go in the direction opposite from where the terraforming stuff is, and I'm going to start a forest fire.
That's not a terrible idea. It might buy us enough time if the night comes to get to the terraforming equipment, because it all has to regrow, right?
He points towards Jaina. It materializes. You understand that, right? It just appears. This didn't crawl up a wall and go through her. It just appeared.
It's something about the time, isn't it? 'Cause I felt it before it happened. So, I mean, maybe the actual creeping will happen later. I don't know. But if it's
echoes of what was here before they built this mansion on this hill. But I don't know. I'm not a physicist, and this shit is weird, and I'm gonna burn it.
The only other option is either we activate the terraforming equipment or we fix a shuttle. We scavenge parts from a shuttle, but if there's no engineers here, I mean, I'm a physicist, so but I'm a theoretical physicist. I have some engineering background, but I can't fix a shuttle by myself. I mean, that could take me months even.
I bet we don't have months.
If we get to the graveyard, maybe we can occupy a shuttle and use that for as our home base, and it has to be safer than being in this mansion. Being inside of the shuttle, it's even if it materializes, it's no more or less safe than anywhere else, I suppose. I think we should go for the graveyard. But Jaina, I'd make a stretcher and we'll bring Jaina with us and whoever else wants to come.
Jaina can walk. She could probably run if she needed to, not for long. But, I mean, Dr. Basso is an actual medical professional. Between the two of them and whatever happened overnight, he's able to get her functional-ish.
I can make it, just not fast.
Well, and
then let's go now before
the sun goes down.
Before the sun goes down.
All right, let's go. We should just go now.
Just go now.
Can I think before they go, if it's possible, I think Jaina might, like, she's gonna bring her medical bag, but she's gonna get any like adrenaline shot things that she can find.
Yeah.
Just have a stash of those.
That push you a little bit harder, that gets you past the point of no return, that little oomph. No problem.
A little bit of oomph.
A little bit of
get up and go.
Yeah.
Little get up and go. Okay. Dr. Basu gives you loose directions to where the graveyard is. He said it was a couple miles out, and by the time you confirm this walk, it's about an hour's walk at the speed that you guys are moving, with Jaina as poorly off as she is. The one thing you remember is the doctor waving goodbye to you from the mansion steps. And he just says again, be upstairs by sunset. It comes quicker than you think. It's the exact same thing he said yesterday. It's the exact same way he said it yesterday. And he takes off inside because he has people to hopefully save, or at least to make as comfortable as possible. From the mansion, the graveyard is about an hour's walk. It's a hike through dead greenery. As you all walk, you pass through a network of pathways, which seem to have formed almost naturally. These plants rise and fall in intricate patterns like the veins of a leaf. Dr. Allen, the biologist, please roll me a biology check. So you can use your human and you can use your associate.
I get a 6 on my human and a 5 on my associate.
Boy, you really want to know everything, don't you? Fuck me. Go ahead and roll your insight check now for hitting that 6.
You wanted to know.
Survival mode.
And it goes up. I got a 5 on my insight check.
Holy shit. Just a quick change audit. What are our change numbers sitting on across the table right now? Brent, what are you at?
3.
Okay. Nick?
4.
Mine is now 5.
Whoo! 3, 4, and 5. This could get good. Okay. Dr. Allen, as you are interacting with these veins of the leaf, you're able to determine some additional information. You suddenly understand this complex and web-like network that is the plants, that are the plants. And you recognize, or you're at least able to hypothesize, that this network is actually used for communication. When you're scanning the plants, you're able to detect a sophisticated chemical signature passing back and forth, which makes you realize that these plants are talking to each other. If they're talking to each other, they're sentient. And with your 6, this goes beyond sentience. This life form, this thing, is cultured. It's a society. It's a civilization. And on your 6, you can blame Graham for this one. The associate perceives the beautiful complexity of these plants, realizing that they are actually more intelligent than most human cultures.
Sure.
I mean, but that's a low bar, right?
Especially in 2025.
It's so
right.
true.
Right.
So my hand has still got a little leaf sticking out of it from last night. It's still there.
No. Pull it off or dropped off.
It's pulled out, dropped off? Okay.
Yeah, you had a little puncture. It's gone now.
Sure, it's gone now. All right.
Did you
No, the wound isn't gone. That plant is gone. Let me correct that.
Right. So there's a big vine going through here, and I grab the vine. There's thorn on it, and I just shove the thorn right into the wound.
Tom.
No. Like, it's alive. It's sentient. maybe we can talk to it, and I'm gonna pull some of the vine off and maybe like just wrap it around my head like a little crown once. Yeah.
Okay,
And
picking up what you're putting down. Sorry.
just kind of, I don't want to say veg, haha, but I want to kind of just let everything soak for just a second.
And then, like, seeing you doing that, I think Jaina understands what you're going for. And in the back of her mind, she's thinking about the question that the pod asked her the night before they got stranded on this godforsaken planet. And she's going to get some saline, which she would probably have in her medical bag.
Uh-huh.
She's going to take some of either like the leaves or some of the plant matter that's available, and she's going to start like titrating the plant matter in the saline and preparing a syringe. And then after kind of like doing as best she can to incorporate as much of this plant matter into the saline as possible, she'll load up the syringe and she'll look at you and ask you if you want this because you're a
Yeah, hit me,
biologist.
hit me.
All right.
You guys, like, Chuck's just like, I'm guys, I'm the team leader here, and I got to pull rank on this one. You cannot just inject yourself with a solution made from these plants. Our biology wouldn't even be compatible, probably. I mean,
What?
and you didn't do any scientific method or testing to be sure about this. You literally just are taking dead, semi-living plant matter that's alive and dead at the same time. As Tom said, you're proposing injecting yourself with it.
Oh, I'm better than proposing it. And I grab her hand and the injector and just pull it in and hit myself with it.
Jaina will depress the plunger, and then she's gonna look at Chuck and she's gonna be like, "Buddy, we're basically dead already.
We could terraform the planet. We just
We
need to
c-
keep moving.
we can't terror. If Tom is right, and he is always right, then this isn't. We're under attack, and our best hope of survival at this point is going to be negotiation. So
I
You
need
can't.
insight
How can you
checks
negotiate
yeah,
the
right
plant?
now from the siblings. Please give me. I just need a flat insight check from the siblings. Holy
I rolled a
shit!
2. Okay. Jaina is 100% confident in her brother's abilities and knowledge and expertise in this moment. She is like, if he's doing this, then this is the thing to do. He knows plants better than anyone in the fucking galaxy. This is the move.
And I rolled a
Ooh.
1 on my insight.
Okay.
So I am dead solid good with this.
We are. Oh my god! Not 20 minutes ago, Nick just cut herself open, and now we're injecting ourselves with plant matters and wearing a crown of vines, and I'm really excited about all of this. Dr. Allen, the brother. The plants don't speak to you. That's silly. Plants don't talk. They can communicate, though. And you get a series of impressions. These are the impressions that they allow you to experience. And when I say allow you to experience, there is a superiority that is infiltrating your nervous system,
Yeah,
where
it's
they're
curated.
just amused enough to go, sure, we'll give you a glimpse. These are the impressions that you're able to metabolize. The plants have a non-linear structure of time. For them, time runs in complex patterns, progressing forwards, backwards, in loops, simultaneously all at once. This planet is theirs. Therefore, this planet moves in complex time patterns, pressing forwards, backwards, in loops, all at once. That means at every sunset, the plants appear, and anything that occupies a space where they rightfully belong is damaged. And you get a glimpse from the bottom of that pit of dozens of people looking up. The next impression that you get is an invitation. almost as if it can hear your sister speaking, and the words negotiate amused it. Not amused it, intrigued it. And the impression that you get is one of invitation and a merger. And after that, everything goes quiet.
They want us to merge with them.
Tom, this is insane. Even if they were talking to you, how do you merge? How do you merge us? We're animals and plant matter. It's not possible. Mm-hmm. And
they're just plant shaped. They're just plant shaped. It's a whole civilization, and they just gave me a little squeeze. And unless there's some place on this planet that was never plants, there's no place on this planet that they're not going to be in.
I get it. They're whatever. They are the dominant apex predator on this planet. Possibly we have the tools to save our own lives and stay who we are. You have to avert course, Tom. Like I know that I know that you like plants and you like animals more than you like people.
Ooh.
I'm the same way. I like math. I like statistics. It's predictable. It's understandable. I don't always get how people work, but we're still people, Tom. Jaina, talk to your brother. He always listens to you. You get it, Jaina. You know we're still people. We can't merge with something that's this alien, that's not like us.
She looks at you. She looks at Tom. Tom looks like he's about to say something, and so she lets him go ahead.
They think we can merge, and they're ahead of us.
And then Jaina looks down at the wound in the middle of her like torso, and she can already see the foam starting to kind of like crenulate and break off, and she knows that this is like there's a ticking clock. And she looks at both of you and she says, "I'll do it. I'm not gonna last much longer. Extraxa left us here. I think they knew what we were gonna face and they sent us anyway. I'll do it. Tom."
Yeah. Okay.
"Chuck, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna be me. I'm gonna be a corpse."
Well, I mean, what if we find a shuttle that we can piece together? I mean, you can make it in 24 hours, 48 hours, right?
You're not an engineer. I'm not an engineer. Tom's not an engineer. How are we going to piece together a shuttle?
You already said it was going to be a month. Even if it's only a week. She doesn't have a week.
There's the terraforming equipment. Like if we...
The terraforming equipment is just going to make them mad.
All right, Jane, if you really think it might save your life, you're right. The chances of us actually finding a working shuttle that I could piece together, it's statistically impossible, basically.
Buddy, I think saving my life, we're past that. Right now, I'm just worried about saving yours. So if there's a chance that we can buy ourselves a little time, figure out where we can be that they're not going to be so that you guys don't get fucking run through, then let's just take the best chance that we have. Okay?
If they're so advanced, Tom, maybe they could help her. Maybe they could save her life.
I get a sense from that how we can make this merge happen?
No.
Okay, good. So, like, all right, well, like, lay down and I'll like unwind the vine that I wrapped around my head, and I'll. This is gonna hurt.
I know.
And and
Mm.
and I start to tuck the vines in between her and the foam, and the just the feel of the foam is body warm, but her body is body warm, and then the air temperature vines just kind of, and I don't want to break the vines, because I get it, it's part of the them, but I mean, how can I make this contact be more?
I believe that this is insanity, but
It is.
I
It is.
I
You're gonna roll
do,
for it?
but I do go ahead. I am going to roll for it, but
Okay.
regardless of what I roll, I'm going to actually like I'm going to try to keep Jaina still, and I'm going to just kind of try to whisper in her ear. It's like, it's okay. It's going to be. I'm going to try to just like in my own clumsy fashion, just try to tell her that it's going to be okay.
Everything is terrible and
Everything
everything
is
is
there.
wrong.
I rolled a 1. I'm still somehow.
We're all okay with this.
Oh my god, everything is terrible and everything is wrong. I really hate this. So I just want to clarify. In the middle of this clearing, as you guys are walking towards the graveyard, we have Jaina on the ground with her brother pumping vines through the foam that's holding her intestines in check, trying to merge or get her to communicate with the plants, while Chuck is holding her, lying to her, believing in his heart, one of those two, that everything is going to be okay. I just want to make sure that is my current state of events.
I'll
Yes.
add Jaina's
Accurate.
she's like she's got something in her mouth that she's biting down, but she's still like screaming through it, and there's like tears streaming down her face. She's trying to stay still, but I mean, my God, like a
Right.
person having their hands in your torso, that's, yeah, there's just nothing
Right.
she can do. She's like,
The cleanest hands too.
just
Yes.
so
Yes,
clean.
he did disinfect them to be.
Oh, well, good. I'm so glad he cleaned his fingernails before he shoved them into his sister's stomach. Good. All right.
He's
So
basically
glad that we're all
getting
on the same page then.
William Wallace right now. So
Whew. So, Tom, you continue to feed dead vines through the foam encasing in your sister's abdomen. You are reaching for the next vine. You're looking at the look of agony and pain and surrender on your sister's face while Chuck spills out a bouquet of lies that everything is going to be okay. None of you believe that. I don't even believe that. And then suddenly the three of you are in the same positions that you are now, surrounded by green. You know those little patches of green that were reserved for the elite back on your home planet? They would have to sacrifice billions, trillions to get this level of lush and green. You are woven between cathedrals of curved stems, spiraling corridors of green, and rich, swaying, half alive, half dead plants that sway and sing as if they're singing in a chorus. Jaina is laying on the ground next to another corpse that's half alive, half dead. So maybe I shouldn't call it a corpse. It's more dead than it is alive. It's a gentleman, an older black man that's maybe in his 60s, and he's wearing that same Extraxa jumpsuit that you guys are all wearing. He's currently has his hands intertwined with Janus, and you notice that he has been fully riddled with plants. There are vines that have gone down his mouth and through his down through his throat that disappear. There are vines that have wrapped longingly around his fingers. There are plants and branches that have pierced his Achilles heel and worked themselves up. He's half plants, half human, half dead, half alive, half in agony and half in pure ecstasy. And he looks over to you, Jaina, with hollowed eyes right now that are just a even sea of moving vines. And its mouth opens, but you speak. Nick, let's see what happens. This isn't in the module. This is Bridgett having a good time with the content. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm going to feed you some of the stuff from the module, and I want you to be the plant.
Oh.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like jumping out of your character and being this NPC or being the plant?
I can give it a shot.
We can give it a shot? Listen, this is our game. If it doesn't work, I'll roll it right back and say it didn't happen. Let's see what happens. I'm just curious to see what this work with. Let's see. Like, your talent level is so ridiculous. I'm just curious what happened.
Oh, too much faith. Let's go.
Too much faith. Let's do it. Okay. Here are what you understand with the plants as you are connected to this civilization, because this is what it is. It's a civilization. Let me go get Graham's words here. Okay. Things that you already confirmed. You understand that the plants here directly affect time, and time flows differently. You know, oh, this could be fun with you, Nick. If we can do roles if you want to try to take your character back over. You know that the only thing that can slow these plants down right now is terraforming. Terraforming the planet actually resets time, which weakens the plants where they can't continue with this invasion. They don't actually have anything against humans, but they don't have any reason to really keep you around either unless you guys want to merge. The only thing these plants want are to populate and to thrive and to continue to grow. The humans just happen to be in their way. It's nothing personal. But if the humans want to merge, they're going to continue to do what they were doing anyways. And the humans can just become something greater, something more beautiful, which is what they are. The other thing you're able to get from the plants is Extraxa apparently has been sending crew after crew after crew after crew after crew here. And as you're connected to whatever dying soul is of this black man next to you, you're able to get a read that they've been after this for years at this point. And they basically have human life riddled down to a budget line. Eventually, if they send enough people out here, someone will figure out how to deal with the plants. And the line item for the cost of a life is a lot cheaper than actually sending somebody here to actually resolve the situation. So they're just sending crew after crew because eventually someone is going to catch on and then they'll be able to remedy it. This last crew that you have that you're tied to right now got very close. They know it's terraforming. Terraforming will at least stop the plants from growing. But that crew never made it off. Now, Nick, this is Nick and Bridgett talking.
Yeah.
How do you want to handle this relay of information? You can be part of the plant. You can be yourself fighting against the plant. I really don't care how you want to handle this. The only thing I'm going to remind you is that your question was, would you ever kill an alien civilization?
Yeah, the thing is, Jaina is a scientist at kind of core. And so I think that there's a curiosity. And the idea that there's, there's this option for stemming their growth, but their desire is just to flourish.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any control that she has, if there's any way for her to kind of respond with those impressions, to ask a question in a way of like, what would happen if the humans were able to terraform? Is there a coexistence, or is that just an attack? Is that just, an assault on their ability to exist?
No, I absolutely love it. I love it. Terraforming is, I think Brent said it earlier, all it's going to do is piss them off.
Yeah.
Terraforming is an act of war, in their opinion. It's a hostile action. And this is a civilization that runs the entire planet.
I kind of want to keep control of Jaina because I know how I would fucking react here.
No, I love it.
The thing is, it's like, so what I'm imagining is this is like this amorphous, almost like dream space where, because, Brent said it before too, this idea of plants and animals don't communicate in that way. So for them to be able to, it has to be this really undefined, imperfect way of sending messages back and forth. So maybe Jaina's even experiencing that like she would a dream.
Yeah.
And like sends out that little test balloon of like terraforming and gets back just like plant rage and just like consume and destroy and all that. And so she's like, okay. And then I think that what she sends out is this vision of Thomas, brother, friend, Chuck, friend, like humans in their most probably doing the best they can, but we have a common enemy. We have an enemy that doesn't give a shit about us, the humans, but gives a destructive, like consuming shit about plants. And then remembering Thomas being like, they're smarter than we are, just sends out this idea like, how do we get this done?
Okay. This is Bridgett asking Andy and Brent. Are we okay with this weird, undefined, but awesome space that we're in? Is everyone okay?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then can I just start the scene again?
Yeah.
Okay. Then this is the scene going back in. I love the co-narrative creation that just happened off table. This is a scene going back in. You're in this, you're in the belly of something that is just surrounded by rich green and gold plant life. You're in the heart of something. You're in the center of something. You are directly connected to something. I'm surrendering it to you guys. Nick, you play whatever character you want to play at this moment.
Maybe we can even like perceive versions of each other. Like maybe we're those kids again that we started out as. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if y'all are down for that kind of stuff.
Totally. Let's do it.
I want to see where it goes.
All right.
I love how we're co-building this story as like 3 GMs or 4 GMs collectively. Okay. So, can I say this conversation now is happening in that little small green space that you guys were allowed to visit once on that last planet, which at this point was like fake green grass, but there were a couple of plants and a tree. You know that you only have a precious like 2 minutes of exposure to this area.
Oh, we're back here again.
Listen, I don't think that we have much time. The terraforming, I think it would stop the plants, but I don't. They would fight. They would fight it, and we are losing even before we start. But Tom, you were right there. They want to merge. They're willing to merge.
What an adventure that would be. Something we'll never get from Extraxa.
Yeah, but would we even be ourselves anymore? It hit me. We're in a different place. Time doesn't make sense. But couldn't they, when we entered their web of influence, right? Time started to move differently. So instead of them bringing down our shuttle, what if they brought us back to right before they brought down the shuttle and we just averted course? We could have never had to experience any of this.
There's a smile spreading across Jaina's face. I think that's a great idea. And we just have to make it worth their while.
Yeah, they're the corporation's the enemy. It doesn't. We don't hate them. We just want to live. And you wouldn't have been injured. It's a good deal for them.
If we go back and we tell them that we've found a way, and that maybe the plants are willing to kind of feign death for a little while, and then maybe, Tom, you can bring a sample back with you. And then maybe we can just take that sample and take
Plant
it to
in some other green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you mean spread this to another world?
Do we like this maybe better than we like it, what Extraxa did to us? Threw us away?
Our entire lives, we've never been able to make a choice for ourselves. My scores on testing when I was a kid were good in math and statistics, and they made all the decisions for me. This might be the first choice we've ever made for ourselves. Really,
if this is
the first important choice.
Yeah, and if this is what Extraxa is doing on this planet, what else are they doing? Because they have ships all over the galaxy. They're pursuing terraforming in other places. What other civilizations are they trying to eradicate? What other
Never.
humans are they just fucking throwing away?
And they never let us live with what we know.
No.
So the only way we could fight back is with something that they can't comprehend or even be able to handle. Something that's so tremendous in its power that they wouldn't even begin to know how to fight back against it.
Oof.
Just bring the whole thing down.
Let's do it.
Start over.
Let's try it.
Jaina, you think you can tell them, explain it to them? Would they understand?
I think maybe they kind of understand already. But yeah, I can give it a try.
And as I look around that one last green spot, and I filled with the memories of our childhood and those brief moments of joy that we experienced as friends, I'm overcome with this incredible sense of remorse for all the people that were lost over the years, that were drummed out of the class today, who disappeared to fates that we heard rumors of but never got confirmation. And some tears start to run down Chuck's face as he kind of realizes the weight of all of that.
And all the bodies in the hole.
Those are all us.
Yeah.
Expendable.
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 I don't want to be expended.
All right. Yeah, I think maybe even like the illusion begins to fade a little bit.
I like this. Yeah, where you're coming out of that small compartment of green space back on your home planet, and you're back in this just lush, empowering
Cathedral.
surrounding of vibrance that is listening to you. Actually listening to you.
Oh, Jaina reaches out and like grabs your hand, Tom, and gives it a squeeze as they kind of as we like reemerge into this like green, this like, I mean, I don't know what I assume it's like a botanist's paradise.
Yes. Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's something we've never been able to be with before.
I mean, just the patterns, the complexity of it all.
Oh God,
And
they're all
it's
insane.
gorgeous.
Oh, I love it so much. Okay. So a question comes to you, Jaina. And it's a simple inquiry. What do you offer? What do you ask?
She will send out as best she can this idea of plan. I mean, I think the headline, the kind of overwhelming, like sensation is of like anger, this kind of like whatever plan for fuck Extraxa is, that's like that is the blast, that is the first blast out.
Okay.
And then behind that, the offer to like merge, and the offer to propagate, the offer to help thrive, with maybe even she's trying to in her mind imagine, like these plants kind of like overtaking the visions of the cities that she remembers from her own mind. And then the final thing is this kind of like soft protective feeling around Chuck and around Tom, and this kind of like we will help, we want to do this, but we want to survive like you, we want to be able to thrive ourselves for the first time.
Okay. Oh God, this is so good. This is so amazing. Okay. And just so Bridgett has absolute clarity, so I can honor this gorgeous and horrifying plan that you guys have put together. You're asking for the plants to reset time so that you never actually arrived here?
That we can turn the shuttle back and to provide us with a colony to seed another planet.
Okay.
So maybe even like our corporeal selves don't get reset, but like the spaces around us. This is some weird meta shit, guys.
It's
But
a
you know what I
game of
mean?
weird cosmic horror, honey. Let's go.
Yeah, like we want the memory and the intention to stay intact. So if we have like if we're infused with plants and that's kind of how they maintain that directive, but that resetting of like, yeah, we didn't necessarily touch down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the resetting of the time.
Yeah, right. Basically, right before the shuttle and all of its systems got jacked up, and memory's intact. And however they want to give us a colony to fight back against the corporation, that's the intent.
I'm thinking. This is so good. And Graham Walmsley is in chat. He was like, you can go from here into the other scenario every sunrise, which is the dancing one, Nick.
Oh my God.
With that moment. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, I'm thinking, okay. So because we're collectively telling this story together, and at this point, I've pretty much fallen out of the GM seat, and I'm kind of like sitting around the campfire with you guys. Like, let's talk through this for a satisfying game conclusion. Here are just the things that are ringing on my mind. I can do something where the shuttle is inbound, and then there's a glitch that happens where everything that happened to you guys here happened, but you're also in the shuttle getting sent back to Extraxa. We can do something like that where you guys are carrying spores, or the vines are within you, or the threads are in you, and then that just wreaks havoc on the transport, which is Extraxa's ship. I'm also vibing with the idea that you meld and you merge here and now, but your conscience stays. And then the next ship that arrives interacts with a much different experience because the plants want your consciousness to go back with this next ship. Even if the plants forward face, hey, we figured it out. All you have to do is terraform. And then that crew can start terraforming. They can do whatever they want, but just there's enough that goes back with that crew where that crew travels back with you.
Yeah.
Are there any better ideas? Talk me through it.
I fucking love that, because then also the opportunity to kind of like send information out of like, oh, terraforming, but in this very specific way, you know, like kind of guide their hand,
right,
so that they're not actually harming anything on the
right. And that would make sense because another crew is coming. You guys know their Extraxis is going to send the next crew out.
Just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time. Andy, do you like that?
I love that.
I'm really digging that right now. That you.
I like that.
Die here. You meld with the plants. Let's correct that. You don't die. You merge with the plants. Your consciousness becomes one with the plants. And you're basically setting a trap for Extraxa that when this next crew comes, you feed them enough data where it's like, yes, you need to terraform. And if you terraform this way, it'll kill the plants. The plants can control the narrative, their response, their faux response. And when that ship, congratulations, you solve the mystery. You evacuate the mansion or whatever. When you go back, they're going back with you guys.
Hell yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. All right, so
I have
okay.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're co-building now.
I had an idea for a button, so I like continue, please.
Okay.
If there's more to wrap.
Okay, so this is just something else thrown out there as we're all like collectively GMing right now. Graham didn't necessarily write it this way, but I do love the idea that the plants are not just looking to thrive and grow, but they're looking to expand. They're looking to get off planet. They're looking like something a little bit more nefarious. It's almost like you traded one corporate overlord for another one. They just couldn't get off planet. And now they have you guys that they can, surely not, says Grab a Chat. So I almost like the idea, not that you guys are double crossed, but by the time you meld into this society, you are this society, and you realize that there's a much bigger play at stake here than what you guys originally intended.
Oh no! Now we're upper management. we become what we.
Yeah.
But for once, I don't know whose narrative this was, but it was brilliant. For once, you get to make a choice. That is something that Extraxa has never given any of you guys as a choice. Now, apparently, your choice is to like murder billions of people, but you know, shit happens. Plants got to thrive.
Murdered or merged? Is it
murdered or merged?
See,
that's the question.
Everybody gets a choice. You can either join the plant collective.
This is an uplift operation. That's what that is.
There we go.
Okay. Nick, you have something to throw in on this.
just like a button to kind of like wrap this all up. The idea of once they merge, so Jaina, Chuck, and Tom, they all kind of like they are part plant with a little bit of their consciousness left, and so
Yeah.
they can start to do that experiencing of time in different ways. And I think that there's like there's like a forward movement flash to the future where they see some of the fruits of their labors come to pass or not, we don't know. And then, like movement back, maybe, even to young adult or whatever, but then young adulthood or something. But then there's a moment when Jaina is back in the pod, in that moment when the voice came through asking, would you kill an alien civilization? And now, as a plant, as something that is not human, she answers with full honesty, yes, I would absolutely kill an alien civilization.
Oh,
We
I'm
could
picking up what
technically
you're.
call game there.
Yeah.
We could technically call game there. Holy shit. But I'm no longer GMing. I've stepped back. We can call game there. I think that's a great mic jack point. I don't think we can top it. We could also call game as a sunset where we go through and give you guys a flash forward and a flashback. Or we could just call game there.
I love that
Yeah.
right there.
It's
I love that
a
right
very
there.
satisfying way of,
Isn't it?
yeah.
Isn't it? I think that's really brilliant. Okay. I'm just going to do another quick roundtable because we went from like a play-by-play story to suddenly all of us standing back and like cooking in the kitchen and just like narrating something. Andy,
Hell yeah.
are you satisfied with this conclusion?
Yes,
Okay.
very much so.
Brent, are you satisfied with this conclusion?
Oh, extremely. We managed to find a win scenario, sort of.
You found a merge scenario.
We're changing all of humanity, basically. But
And then Nick, are you satisfied with this conclusion?
There is no Nick, there is only plant. Yes, I am satisfied with this conclusion.
My God, we are legion. The spores are many. Holy shit. Okay, so that Friends of the Symphony is where our show is actually going to end for tonight. Holy shit. Graham's in the chat like, they found the good ending. Sure.
Sorry, Graham.
I mean, don't feed the plants.
Don't feed the plants. Merge with the plants. Holy shit. Okay, we are going to do this giveaway really fast. I'm going to close entries if I can. Can I? What's going on here? Close entries. I see it's an active giveaway, baby. I'm trying to do the thing. Close entries. There we go. And it won't let me pick a winner. Guys, give me a quick second. The bot's being emotional.
I'm gonna just give a couple like roses in the meantime. Brent, Andy, this is the first time we've played together. You guys are a freaking treat. I mean, like, I love these choices. The kind of like almost Boy Scouty affect of Chuck, as a nice offset to like the chaos around, and then like the pure nerd scientist like laser focus on like plants, the idea to try to communicate with them, wrapping the vines around your yard. So good. I mean, and Bridgett, I mean, I can never say enough good things about playing at your table. You're so great. This was so much fun.
This was brilliant. Holy hell, this was brilliant.
This was a truly tour de force table. I was like, oh man, like, yeah, just like it's so powerful to do this with both of you guys. And of course, Bridgett, I've known Bridgett to be an exceptional GM for forever. So
thank you.
That's why I was like, I don't get to play in the game she runs enough. So I'm like, I gotta get in if I can.
Yes.
Amazing.
This is the first game I've played that you've run, Bridgett.
Holy hell. Welcome to a Bridgett table.
Right. And this is the first time I've played with either of you guys, and this was fabulous. This was great.
This was good. This was very atypical in a lot of different ways, but I think that just speaks to the versatility of Graham's writing. Ooh. That we can go from telling a story to suddenly getting plugged into plants, the GM losing their seat, and that's all going like, all right, cool. So what actually happens? Yeah. Okay, and then what happens? Okay, we're going back to our childhoods. Yep, let's do it. Like that was just Wow. I feel fulfilled, but because I was so atypical, I just wanted to make sure everyone was, and we got green lights across the board. Absolutely lovely.
Amazing.
Hey, Lamb Fam, congratulations on winning your copy of Every Sunset, written by Graham Walmsley. Shoot me your
Lamb
email
Fam.
address. Hey, shoot me your email address, and I'll have Graham send that over to you. Graham, thank you for writing an amazing game. Thank you for
my
supporting
God.
us while we were sitting up here running the game. That was completely not how you wrote it, but I think, again, that speaks to the versatility of weird horror when you're dealing with like cosmic. You can go any direction that you want.
Massive shout out to Graham. This game is so I played it a few times now. It is so much fun. Every time it's just a mind fuck, and it's just like, I don't know. I love it.
Oh
Yeah,
Shout out to Graham
the
Walmsley.
plans were very inspired. I was like, dang, what a cool what a cool interpretation of I was just like, dang, that's good.
And the hopelessness that comes with the corporate horror of they're just sending people out here again and again and again just to die until someone figures it out. It's just heartbreaking, and I love it. Oh God, I love it. Write all that down for the Kickstarter. We got you, baby. We got you. We got you.
I've worked in a corporate environment my entire career, and I feel it. I feel it so much.
Yeah, and I love how you guys took it back to Extraxa. That is going to be amazing. Pod questions were delicious. Guys, I love it. So, Symphony, thank you for everyone who watched live or is currently watching the replay. You guys are indeed the best part of waking up. If you enjoyed this content, feel free to consider helping us make more content by backing us on Patreon at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. If you want to support Graham Walmsley and all the sexy shit he's doing, he also has a Patreon at patreon.com/ I think he actually just got the handle Graham. I don't understand how the fuck he got just Patreon / Graham, but I'm pretty sure that's Graham's Patreon. I'm a backer over there. That's how I got this scenario, by the way. But I'm pretty sure it's just patreon.com / Graham. Also, with that being said, the Cosmic Dark Kickstarter, if you're watching this anytime, we recorded this on March 13th. It's going to be going live soon. Throw your wallet at it, throw your heart at it, throw reviews at it, throw your interest at it. Most importantly, tell your friends, play the game, run the game, enjoy the game. Hope you guys have enjoyed the Symphony, and we look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Mwah, have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.